Hello, everyone. This is Damon Mason coming to you live from my YouTube channel, DM9. Thank you guys for taking the time out to view my page. First and foremost, if you guys don't mind, go to the bottom of my page. If you like the content that I share, please do the following. Like what you listen to, and also subscribe. Subscribe is free. Just subscribe so guys you can stay up to date on every time I upload, go live, or even do a recording. And actually, I apologize, I'm not coming to you live right now. This is actually a recording. So let me get in mode. You know, it's crazy. I've been going live for a very long time on social media, as I said in one of my intros, on Facebook and Twitter. But it's different when you're doing a recording because you find yourself trying to really think about what you're saying, what you should do anyway, and want to make sure. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you might stop and restart. So when I go live on Facebook and Twitter, you know, you can't stop and just restart. You just, I just pray about it and I say, well, whatever the Holy Spirit allows me to say, the way it come out is the way it's supposed to come out, because I want to be very open and very transparent. And I do that when I'm doing speeches, when I'm speaking to an audience of any size. I like speaking from my heart, and I think people can really hear the passion, the love, and everything else that goes along with that from someone who's being real and not. And there's nothing wrong with writing stuff down and practicing and practicing and practicing. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna practice anything when it comes down to speaking. I just speak from my heart and pray that it comes out correctly. So, guys, what I'm doing right now with my DM9. DM9 is actually, I call it my trademark. It's my brand. DM stands for Damon Mason, if you haven't figured it out by now. And number 9 is actually my college jersey number that was retired way back in 2000. I lied. Way back in the spring of 1997, after my senior year at Louisiana Lafayette in 1996, and last August of 2018, I was inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take that and do something with that. That's me. That's who I am. And I have a business that it was called Level Up Athletic Marketing LLC, and I decided to change that to DM9 LLC. So, and just a lot of different things that I'm doing as an entrepreneur. DM9 is not only my brand, it will be a trademark. I not shouldn't say that, but that's the plan. But it's the umbrella for everything that I plan on doing, and it's the umbrella of who I am. And what I'm doing with my Facebook page, and again, I keep saying Facebook. I told y'all guys I've been on Facebook for a long time. But what I plan on doing with YouTube is, with this channel, is share my life stories. One of the things that I'm about, I played arena football for 14 years. I've coached high school football for 14 years. And as you heard me say, my business, I have a business that focuses on helping high school student athletes get exposure for scholarship opportunities. Just trying to find something and praying to find something that I can start and call my own, and want to leave to my kids, that revolves around something that I'm passionate about. And what I'm passionate about is sports, athletics, however you want to call it, and helping young student athletes at high school level, even the college level, helping them to achieve their goals. And I always tell people when I speak to them, whenever you Google my name, Damon Mason, and you see the things that I've accomplished, I always tell people, I say, you know what, Google my name, because I don't like bragging about myself. I don't like talking about myself. And if you're impressed with what you read, let me know. And if you're not impressed, don't worry about telling me nothing, because that means I'm just talking noise and I'm lying. You're not impressed. So, but the reason, but also, when you Google my name and I talk about the things I've accomplished, that I thank God that I've accomplished, you know, I want people to understand that, you know what, as impressive as what I've done looks, I'm really more impressed. And I like reminiscing on the things that I had to go through before I accomplished those goals. And I'm talking about from the youth, as a youth, you know, up into high school, college, and even after college. And so these are things that I use at present time to speak to anyone on any level, from the young all the way up to a grown man. And not just man, male, females, girls and boys, you know. As my parents, my mom told me that, you know, that God was going to allow me to go through a lot of negativity, a lot of adversity, a lot of setbacks, a lot of stumbling blocks. But as long as I stayed humble, stayed focused, and stayed the course and kept my faith in God, that He was going to allow me to overcome and overachieve the expectations of everybody or anyone who ever doubted me. You know, and so my life has been a living testimony to what is possible with faith in God, faith in Jesus Christ, and faith in the Holy Spirit. So, as I said, guys, that's basically who I am and what I have done, what I am currently doing, and through this channel DM9 on YouTube, I plan on sharing a lot of my experiences, a lot of my stories at different levels, man, just to, you know, hopefully encourage at least one individual. You know, if not, you know, my goal is to leave something behind so my children can, you know, have a story to tell their kids, you know, years and years and years from now, you know. So, but this is the world we live in. This is where we are with technology. A lot of people say social media is, you know, is bad, you know, but I'm a firm believer that however you decide to use social media, you know, it will reflect on what you're doing with it. If you post bad information might come back towards you. But if you're being positive and trying to be open to encourage someone, just be positive on any level, you know, it could be a very tremendous tool. Even the government use social media to reach people across the country for various reasons. So, you know, it's just an opportunity for me to share my stories to whomever is willing to listen. Now, probably the biggest thing for me was realizing that on YouTube, you might have you take the chance of people not liking what you're hearing. So, you know, I can't say that I'm perfect, and I would love to say that everyone will love the stories that I plan on sharing. But if not, everybody is entitled to their opinion, and I will respect their opinion regardless if they like it or not. So, and guys, I plan on keeping all of my stories no more than 20 minutes to 30 minutes top, preferably 20 minutes. You know, I don't want bore no one. I want to take my time and share my stories because it's my life, and it's the things that I was able to accomplish. And I know how to put it, you know, so I want to take my time, but I don't want to bore anyone. And the good thing is I'm looking at the film right now. I'm at the 8-minute mark, you know. I say 20 minutes, I'm probably going to shut it down, you know. So this one right now, I might be rambling, but I kind of want to just set the tone and set the stage for everything that I plan on doing with DM9 through YouTube, through my YouTube channel. And one of the first stories that I'm going to set up to tell is about way back. And I've told many of these stories many a time, and I actually had this story here is near and dear to my heart, like they all are. But I'm going to tell this one. I've told it recently, last year, and it's the reason why I left East St. John High School. So first, let me start up by saying this here. I'm at the 9-minute mark, and I promise you guys I will stop at 20 minutes. You know, I'm from Laplace, Louisiana, St. John Parish, but I graduated from Destrehan High School, which is in St. Charles Parish. And I think maybe 2 years ago, I don't know, two years ago, I applied for the head coaching job of East St. John High School in my hometown. Even though I didn't graduate from the high school, I applied for the head coaching job, and And I can say that a lot of the individuals in my hometown were proud of me, are proud of me, proud of the accomplishments, the things that I was able to accomplish throughout my life thus far. Um, but when it came down for me to apply for the head coach slash athletic director at East St. John High School, for the first time in a long time, something resurfaced that hadn't been spoken about in a long time, and that's the fact that Damon Mason had left East St. John High School to go to Destrehan High School, and which was, I can't remember the year, probably in 1987, 86, and a lot of individuals were upset, disgruntled about that, and it came around again, and that's really the only negative thing I heard people talked about the most was why should we hire Damon Mason as the head coach at East St. John High School? And years ago, he left to go to another school, a rival school, which is what I'm wearing right now. So I shared that story last fall, right when East St. John got ready to play Destrehan High School, kind of like just a trash talking type thing. But the reason why I want to share it again, one is because it's YouTube, and I have never shared it on YouTube before. But secondly, there's a lot of things that's taking place in St. John Parish right now. Some good, some bad. And that's my hometown. I'm currently living in Conyers, Georgia. I've been in the state of Georgia for about 14 years. My wife and I, and who's actually from Hydenville, Louisiana. But what's taking place in St. John Parish, as I said, is good and bad. But there are some things that I've heard about that always rub me the wrong way, and especially when it's involving the youth or involving individuals in a position of leadership, power, and authority. And so it always takes me back to my upbringing and my youth in St. John Parish, walking the streets of La Place, when at a time, to me, compared to present time, it was very, very peaceful. And also a reason why I like to share this on YouTube, because it's not only my hometown or my home state that this type of stuff takes place. It's across the country. But I can only speak about my hometown, and I can speak about where I'm living at right now. Once again, in Georgia, But I've heard recently that parents are still pulling their kids out of St. John Parish and bringing them to schools out the parish. I heard parents are still taking their kids out of East St. John High School, or for that matter, West St. John High School, and bringing them to schools. Matter of fact, these are schools that are in St. John Parish. East St. John was on the East Bank. East St. John High School, West St. John High School, St. Charles Catholic High School, Riverside Academy. And I think that's it. Those are the 4 major schools that are in St. John Parish. And there's a lot of turmoil that's going on, in between the school system, the school board, the powers that be, kids leaving certain schools and leaving the parish, going to other schools, or going to private schools like a St. Charles Catholic High School or Riverside Academy. But that's been going on for years, way back in the mid-'80s when I left St. John Parish to go to St. Charles Parish, because I wanted a better opportunity to get a scholarship. And granted, that's taking place today. And again, not just in St. John Parish, not just in Louisiana. It's across the country. Parents are putting their kids in a better position to have a better future, not just for athletics, but as well as academics. You know what I'm saying? But of course, more so people get upset when a kid leaves a school who is a good athlete and go to a rival school or any other school besides the school where they're supposed to be going to. So a lot of stuff can happen on a negative standpoint with that. So, but I'm going to share this story. I'm at the 14-minute mark, and this is once again, it's called once again, Damon Mason, and I'm going to start to share the story of why I left East St. John High School. So again, it was in the early 80s, man, and like all the kids today, I had every desire to. If I can't lie, I didn't know much about professional football or baseball. I never played basketball. I never desired to play basketball. I was always fast, but again, I didn't like running. I didn't like running track, So I believe it or not, I grew up playing baseball in Laplace, Louisiana, and I grew up with some of the best athletes that I've ever seen in my life to present time, playing baseball. And the very, very, for some people, it might have been odd. Even today, it might be odd just based on the society that we live in. It was all black, between Laplace, Reserve, and Garyville, Louisiana. You know, you had the Laplace A's, you had the Reserve Phillies, and you had the Garyville Pirates, and that made up the. We didn't have a recreation in St. John Parish. We had how can I put it? You had the whites who had their little leagues for their kids, and then you had a handful of grown-ups who had developed a system for the young black boys of St. John Parish. All right, and that was between Laplace, Reserve, and Garyville, and down the line, Edgard, Louisiana, on the West Bank, got involved. And those cities made up what we used to know was called Ford All-Stars. So at the age of 8, hanging out with my cousin, my cousin Vance Jones, and went to what we called the school ground, which was Woodland School Ground. And went with him and seen a group of guys playing baseball. I had never seen that before. I'm only 8 years old, and he asked me, hey, man, matter of fact, he told me, why don't you come out and try for the baseball team? So I had no idea how to play baseball at 8 years old. And I can remember being excited and very nervous at the same time, and met some guys who I met for the very first time, and I'm going to share these names. And again, guys, I'm just setting up this story of why I left East St. John, and I'm going to take my time and share this story. And this is the very, very beginning. I'm at the 17-minute mark. I'm going to stop. But so I'm with my cousin Vance Jones, and we're at the school ground, Woodland Schoolyard in Laplace, Louisiana. And I'm gonna try to take my time and remember as many of my friends as I can, in no particular order. But the order is gonna be some of the best baseball players I've ever seen, so I can't lie about that. So besides Vance, I met Randy Brown, I met Kerry Brown, I met Leo Joseph, I met Nicholas Joseph, I met Sugar Bear, that's Donald Caesar. We call him Sugar Bear. My cousin Mandori Smith. All right, these are guys who's in my crew. Mandori Smith, Lindell Dusty Smith. We call him Dusty. Romel Anthony, Big Ro. Orman Snowball Anderson. I think Derwin Millen was with me. If he wasn't with us that first year, he was that second year. But the main crew, guys, who was my posse in the beginning was Dusty, Lindell Smith, Orman Anderson, Romel. And my idol at the time was Vance Jones, my cousin. And the best baseball players that stand out in my mind was Randy Brown, Kerry Brown, Leo Joseph, Nicholas Joseph, as I said, Sugar Bear, James Caesar. And there's just a handful of the guys that made up the Laplace A's. And our coach was, oh man, come on. His nickname was Two Bits, but I can't remember Two Bits' name. That's a shame. But that's how he was known. His name was Donald Caesar. But Two Bits was the head coach of Laplace A's, and if you ask me, that was like an all-star team. So I'm on the school ground with all these guys, and they playing baseball like they was champions. And guys, this was not the T-ball era. Now these balls was thrown as we call smoke. It was no putting the ball in the tee. They gonna throw the ball, and they throwing the ball hard. So I'm almost out of time, guys. So I'm gonna pause right there until next time. So look, again, I thank you guys for showing your interest. You know, I'm looking forward to sharing this story. I'm excited. So again, if you like, please like my page, subscribe to the page, and enjoy. I have many stories to share, and I pray that you guys can, and your kids can learn something from it and be blessed in some shape, form, and fashion. So take care. God bless. Until next time. DM9. Peace.